Welcome to the Sleep Library channel where stories come to life. We bring you enchanting tales from around the world, classic fairy tales, original stories, and timeless fables that spark imagination and wonder. Whether you're here for bedtime stories or just to enjoy a good tale, you're in the right place. So make yourself comfortable, hit that subscribe button, and let's begin our storytelling adventure together. And that's our story for today. Let us know in the comments what stories you'd like to hear next. Don't forget to like and share with fellow story lovers. And we'll see you in the next chapter of yours channel, The Sleep Library.
On the 10th floor of an elegant apartment where Philadelphia lights artificially illuminated the night, Ruby sat on her luxurious leather couch, idly tracing the rim of an empty wine glass with her finger, and her face is unhappy while gazing at a silver-framed photo taken last month. The latest iPhone model had captured her in front of the company building. A carefully crafted smile, eyes shining like the spotless windows cleaned daily, yet revealing nothing of what lay behind them. Her sophisticated phone suddenly rang. Ms. Ruby, reminder. Car maintenance appointment tomorrow at 10 a.m. An automated message from the dealership. She tossed the phone aside and reached for a pack of Turkish cigarettes. The lighter's flame momentarily illuminated her large brown eyes that now resembled dry wells. Through the open balcony window, the sound of children's laughter drifted up from the distant public park. As she approached the balcony, her hand trembled slightly while lighting the cigarette, smoke curling like ghosts between her fingers painted in light indigo. "Ruby! Dear Ruby!" came an elderly woman's voice from the opposite balcony. "Yes, Grandma Daisy? I made fish soup today. Come get some before it gets cold." Ruby smiled for the first time in days. "Soon, dear. Thank you." In the kitchen, she opened the high-end refrigerator packed with expensive ready-made meals that tasted of nothing. Her eyes lingered on the imported smoked salmon before she closed the door with a sigh. Suddenly, she remembered university days when she'd eat Mexican sandwich from a street cart with friends, laughing until tears streamed down her face. Her phone rang again. This time it was Amelia, her childhood friend who now worked as a pediatrician in a working-class neighborhood. "Ruby, I swear we're going to kidnap you. We're having a small celebration at the clinic for little Milo's successful heart surgery. You're coming. I have an important meeting tomorrow. Amelia, I need to. No excuses. I know you have that new car now. Bring it. 8 sharp, no discussion." Before she could respond, the call ended. Ruby stood frozen in the middle of her spacious kitchen, her gaze falling on an old photo stuck to the refrigerator. 3 girls on a beach trip, their faces sunburned, their laughter almost audible from the picture. The next morning, as she prepared for her crucial meeting, something strange caught her attention in the mirror. Her expertly styled hair, new suit, Italian shoes. Everything was perfect, except her eyes. The eyes that once sparkled with enthusiasm now looked like 2 polished pieces of glass. "Oh, Ruby, when did you become like this?" she whispered to herself while wiping away traces of expensive lipstick. On her way to the meeting, she passed by an orphanage she usually avoided. But today, a group of children playing ball outside the gate caught her attention. One of them, a little girl with clumsily braided pigtails, fell right in front of her new car. Ruby braked suddenly, her heart pounding. She jumped out in alarm. "Are you okay, sweetheart?" The girl looked up with wide eyes and smiled. "I'm Ivy. Who are you? Your car is so pretty." At that moment, Ruby felt something strange. A pure, childish laugh pierced through the solid wall around her heart. I'm Ruby. Would you like to see the inside of the car?" The girl eagerly agreed. As Ruby showed her the leather seats, Ivy asked with innocent curiosity, But does this car make you happy? The simple question fell like a stone into still water. Ruby had no answer. That evening, after canceling all her appointments, she found herself standing outside Amelia's modest clinic. The decor was simple, walls covered with children's drawings, the smell of antiseptic mixing with homemade pastries. Finally! Amelia hugged her tightly. I knew a little girl would be my way to bring you back to us. The celebration was simple. Homemade cake, sodas, folk songs. But the laughter was real. In one corner, Ruby noticed a frail boy smiling as he opened a simple gift, a box of wooden-colored pencils. That's Milo, Amelia whispered. We performed open-heart surgery on him last week. His family is poor, but they're the bravest people I've ever met. On her way home, Ruby stopped at a traffic light, the same one she passed daily. But today was different. In the rearview mirror, she saw the box of paints she'd bought at a pharmacy near the clinic. She remembered how she used to love painting before burying her talent under work obligations. At home, as she removed her expensive shoes, she suddenly made a decision. She pulled out an old watercolor set from the forgotten closet and sat on the balcony floor where moonlight provided enough light to paint. "Grandma Daisy," she called to the elderly neighbor, "would you show me how to make fish soup? I want to learn." The surprised old woman peeked from her balcony. "Dear Ruby, of course, I already have a fresh plate for you." That night, Ruby created her first painting in years. A simple composition of 3 elements: a laughing child, a box of wooden colors, and a steaming plate of fish soup. It wasn't a masterpiece, but when she finished, warm tears streamed down her cheeks for the first time in years. Real tears, not the ones she'd shed while testing new mascara before the mirror. The next morning, she stood before her walk-in closet and simply chose an old pair of jeans and a plain shirt. On the table, she left a note for her boss. "I'm taking my accumulated leave. There are children waiting for me to teach them art, and friends who've missed me terribly." As she stepped out of the building, the sun bathed the city in golden light. For the first time in many years, Ruby felt she could see the true colors of the world around her. Not the hues of luxury cars or glittering jewelry, but the simple colors of life she'd forgotten in her frantic race to the top. In her pocket, her smartphone remained off. Because some beautiful moments don't need to be photographed, they just need to be lived with an open heart. On a sunny morning, Ruby finally decided to visit the orphanage she had always passed by without stopping. She wore a simple dress and comfortable shoes, carrying a new box of wooden-colored pencils and coloring books she had bought on the way. When she arrived, she found the children playing in the garden, among them little Ivy, who ran toward her excitedly. "You came. I told them you'd come," Ivy squealed, jumping with joy. Ruby laughed and pulled out the coloring supplies. "These are for you. Today, we're going to draw together." The children gathered around her, some of them holding colored pencils for the first time. She taught them how to sketch trees and animals, how to blend colors. Their tiny fingers moved clumsily but eagerly across the paper, their laughter filling the room. At that moment, Ruby felt something strange, as if her heart were melting with joy. As she helped one child finish his drawing, she heard a man's voice behind her. "I think blue would look beautiful here." She turned to see a tall man with warm green eyes and a smile that reached his ears. He was holding a wooden board and carpentry tools. "You're new here?" he asked, extending his hand. "I'm Owen, a volunteer in the woodworking workshop." "Ruby, it's my first day, ***, she replied, trying to hide the blush creeping onto her cheeks. Ivy popped up between them, grinning. "Uncle Owen makes frames for our drawings. And he builds the best wooden toys." Owen chuckled and patted the little girl's head. "That's right, but only if you finish your homework first." From that day on, Ruby visited the orphanage 3 times a week. She taught the children to draw, while Owen crafted wooden frames for their artwork. During lunch breaks, they shared jokes and coffee, their friendship deepening into something more. Ruby no longer ignored her friends' messages. Every Friday, she met with Amelia at their old cafe, laughing over memories and planning new adventures. "You've changed so much. You laugh all the time now," Amelia said, pushing a glass of orange juice toward her. "Because I finally realized I don't want to be a queen in an ivory tower. I just want to be Nora, the simple, happy version of myself." During one of their gatherings, she confessed, "There's a guy at the orphanage." Amelia raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "Oh, do tell." "Nothing's happened yet. But he's different. He's a carpenter, but when I talk to him about art, he knows everything. And the way he cares for the children." Asterisk asterisk. Her friends exchanged knowing glances. "Next time you go, we're coming with you." One afternoon, as Owen carved a wooden frame for a painting Ruby had made with the children, he suddenly looked up and asked, "I've been wondering, what made you decide to come here?" She paused, setting down the colored pencils. "I was lost, until I realized happiness isn't about money, degrees, or fancy cars." "And I," he said, gently taking her hand, "was lost until I saw you with the children. The light in your eyes reminded me that hope isn't gone." Under the lemon tree in the orphanage garden, where the scent of citrus mixed with the spring breeze, Ruby let herself open her heart to someone, for the first time in years. A year later, the art room at the orphanage was filled with the children's paintings, each displayed in frames Owen had crafted. In a special corner hung a new picture. Ruby and Owen surrounded by the children, little Ivy holding their hands and beaming. "Did you ever imagine this would happen?" Amelia asked at their simple engagement party. "No. But this is the most beautiful gift life could have given me." That night, as she prepared tea in her now cozy kitchen, decorated with Owen's wooden creations, Ruby glanced at her old photo on the fridge, the polished woman in her corporate suit, and smiled. "Thank you for not giving up," she whispered to herself. Because true happiness wasn't in an ivory tower, but in the fertile soil where roses grow, homes are built, and love stories are written.